Hello children, I hope you are feeling happy and strong. Welcome to this special English hour where we will learn a lot of new things and have lots of fun. Are you ready? Let's start our day with an interesting tongue twister. Come on. Listen carefully and repeat after me. Red lorry, yellow lorry. I'll try again. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Let's go a bit fast. Red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry. Now let's try it faster. Red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry. Oops! I couldn't do it. Could you try saying it faster at least 5 times? Let's give it a try. Children, do you know what golden words are? Golden words, thank you, please, sorry, excuse me, and welcome. Do you think it is important that we use these words? Yes, we should always use golden words because these are polite words. Do you think it is important for us to be polite to everyone? Yes, it is very important that we are always polite in our behavior. Can you tell me what would happen if we are not polite to everyone? If we are not polite to everyone, people will think that we are rude and that we don't have good manners, which is why it is very important that we should always be polite in our conversations. Now, let's learn some new words. You will see these words in the story when we read it. So, I request you to please make a note of these words in your notebooks. And when we read the chapter, try to guess what these words mean. आज हम कुछ नए शब्द सीखेंगे. मैं चाहती हूँ कि आप इन शब्दों को अपने नोटबुक में लिखें और जब हम ये कहानी पढ़ेंगे तो आप इन शब्दों को गेस करने की कोशिश करें. Jackal, jackal, jackal. The jackal was very clever. Hesitated, hesitated, hesitated. Rani hesitated to enter the classroom as she was late to school. Munching, munching, munching. I love munching snacks in the night. Howling, howling, howling. The wolves were howling, looking at the moon. Frightened, frightened, frightened. Raju was frightened after he saw a horror movie. I hope you remember these words when we read the story. Now, let's read a story from your English Bal Bharati textbook. Please open page number 18 of your textbook and Point at the words as I read them. If you don't have your textbook, listen to me carefully. Grandpa tells a story. Grandfather was telling a story to Ronak and his friends. Grandpa: Once upon a time, near the water's edge. Ronak: Excuse me, Grandpa, what is an edge? Grandpa: My dear boy, allow me to complete this sentence. Once upon a time, a camel and a jackal lived by a river. This river was near the water's edge, and on the other side of the river there was a village with fields and farms. Now, can you help Ronak with the word edge? Grandpa was telling a story to Ronak and his friends. Just when he starts telling the story, he gets interrupted by Ronak. You all like listening to stories, right? ग्रैंडपा रौनक को एक कहानी सुना रहे थे और जब वो कहानी सुना रहे थे रौनक ने उन्हें बीच में टोका. Would you like if the teacher has just started telling the story and there are interruptions from the students? Just like that, here grandpa didn't like the interruption from रौनक. दादाजी को ये बात बिल्कुल अच्छी नहीं लगी कि रौनक ने उन्हें बीच में टोका. Then grandpa politely replies to Ronak to allow him to complete the sentence. So, in a story, there was once a jackal and a camel who lived by a river's water edge near the village with farms and fields. Ishan: Let me guess. Is the border on the other line where one thing stops and another begins? Grandpa: You are right. Now, the jackal was very clever. He tried to play a trick on his friend camel who was happily munching away. Radhika: Grandpa, could you please repeat the last phrase? Grandpa: Happily munching away. The camel was happily and slowly eating or munching away his food. Children: Oh! Grandpa: The jackal began to tempt him to go for a sugarcane treat. Vidya: Pardon, Grandpa. I didn't get the last words. Could you repeat those? Now, here, Grandpa asks, does anyone know the meaning of the word edge? Students, do you know the meaning of edge? Edge means a border or a line of any area or object that begins or ends. Grandpa again begins the story. Jackal was very clever and he thought to play a trick on Camel. Camel was munching his food. Do you all know the meaning of munching? Munching is to eat slowly while making noises. जब हम खाते वक्त उसका आवाज आता है, उस आवाज को munching कहते हैं. Have you seen camel eating? Camel or cow always munch their food. Camel और cow हमेशा अपना खाना munch करते हैं. These animals always eat their food very slowly. Meanwhile, in Grandpa's story, Jackal tried to tempt Camel for a sugarcane treat. Grandpa: A sugarcane treat. Vidya: Sorry, Grandpa, but I did not understand the phrase a sugarcane treat. Grandpa: A treat is something special that one enjoys. The jackal wanted the camel to go with him to the sugarcane field. Akshay: Can I explain further? The jackal and the camel were going to eat and enjoy the sugarcane from the farmer's field. Radhika: Why? Everyone will enjoy a sugarcane treat. Grandpa: Yes, you have understood the meaning of treat. Here, Vidya asks, what is sugarcane treat? Okay, so students, have you ever given a treat to your friends on your birthday? What do you do on your birthday? You distribute sweets to everyone in the class, right? That is one type of treat. Gauri, please continue, Grandpa. Let's listen to the story. But tell me please, does it mean that they were going to steal from the farmer? Shreya, maybe, but let's listen to the story. Grandpa, let's please have the question later. In the last paragraph, Shreya tells everyone to let Grandpa complete the story and questions will be asked after the story. So here we saw that the children interrupt Grandpa in a very polite manner. They keep asking him several questions related to the story. So children, can you tell me what did we learn from this story? We learned that it is okay to interrupt, but we should always be polite. Wasn't it a wonderful story? Now, let's do an activity. This activity is about pronouns. Do you know what pronouns are? Pronouns are words that we use instead of nouns. I hope you remember what nouns are. Nouns are naming words. For example, if I say Raju is a boy, Raju likes chocolates, Raju does not like to share his chocolates. Here, the nouns are Raju, boy and chocolates. But wasn't there something strange about this sentence? Yes, I used the word Raju too many times, right? But we can fix this. And how do we fix this? We fix this using pronouns. I will show you how. Instead of saying Raju's name 3 times, I can simplify this. I can say Raju is a boy. He loves chocolates and he does not like to share his chocolates. Can you tell me what did I do here? Here, I did not use Raju's name thrice. Instead, I used the word he. He is a pronoun that is used for male gender. Now, let's learn a bit more about pronouns. Just like he, there are other pronouns as well. I will give you a few examples. He, she, I, my, and they. Did you know about these pronouns? Not to worry. I will give you sentences which will help you understand how to use these pronouns in different sentences. Let's start with he. He is used for a boy or male gender. So I will show you how I use the word he in sentences. He is a boy. He loves swimming. He likes studying math. So here I used he in 3 different sentences. Now let's have a look at she. She is a pronoun that is used for female gender. She likes to fly kites. She is 11 years old. She loves dancing. So, if I don't want to use a girl's name continuously, I will use the pronoun she. Now, let's move to I. I is a pronoun that we use when we talk about ourselves. So, I will say, I love my country. I live in Mumbai. I am 10 years old. Can you tell me, what did you learn from these sentences? You learned 3 things about me, right? So when we speak about ourselves, we use the word I. Now, let's move to the next pronoun, which is my. We use this pronoun when we talk about something that belongs to us. For example, I love my cricket bat. My name is Ramesh. My dog's name is Honey. Now, in these sentences, I am talking about 3 things that belong to me. I am talking about my cricket bat. I am talking about my name. I am talking about my dog. So this is how you use my in a sentence. Now, let's move to they. We use this pronoun when we are talking about somebody else or third person, that is they. So I will say, they are my best friends. They will arrive at 10 p.m. They don't like hockey. In these sentences, I am giving information about a third person or a group of people. I am not talking about myself, but I am talking about somebody else. So in this situation, we use the pronoun they. So you learned 3 things about these people. So children, this is how you use these pronouns in sentences. I hope this was helpful. Now, I request you to write down at least 2 sentences each using all of these pronouns. Sounds easy? Let's give it a try. The pronouns in this story are his, you, him, I, they, and me. I hope you were able to get all these pronouns correctly. Children, Please open page number 21 of your textbook and try to arrange the pictures in the sequence from the story Tit for Tat. Were you able to do it? Let's find out. The first picture that will come is picture number 4. The second picture that will come is picture number 2. The third picture that will come is picture number 5. The fourth picture that will come is picture number 1. And the last picture that will come is picture number 3. Were you able to get it right? I hope you enjoyed today's session. Now it's time for you to sit back and relax as I tell you a wonderful story. The name of the story is 3 for Free, a folk tale from Taiwan, and its author is Greystoke. This story is from the land of Kaohsiung, which is in southern Taiwan. In this land was a huge mountain called Benpin Shan. Benpin Shan means one half. Now, doesn't it sound weird for the name of a mountain? I know, it does. But the name has a story behind it. Now, I will tell you what this story is. Long time ago, near Benpin Shan was a small village. One day, a very old man came to this village. He was carrying a big pot with him. His face was wrinkly. His hair and beard was white as snow. This man looked very old. One day, the old man set his pot in the middle of the village square. Now, the entire village square was filled with the smell of fresh dumplings. Hot dumplings, fresh dumplings. Hot dumplings, fresh dumplings. 1 for 1 cent, 2 for 2 cents, and 3 for free, yelled the old man. That day, all the villagers gathered around the old man. All of them had only one thought going on in their head. All of them were thinking, why was this old man giving away free dumplings? Big Head Wong went to the old man and asked for one dumpling. This dumpling was as big as an egg. Big Head Wong took one bite and he went, The dumpling was very delicious. Big Head Wong asked for another dumpling. By the time he was finished with the second dumpling, he thought of what the old man had said. He wanted another dumpling, but before he could order one, he confirmed with the old man again. He asked him, if I take the third dumpling, will I get all the 3 dumplings for free? The old man agreed. Now, Big Head Wong ate all the 3 dumplings and he was full and he was happy. After Big Head Wong ate all the 3 dumplings, all the villagers started asking for 3 dumplings. Nobody ordered 1 or 2 dumplings. All of them ordered 3 dumplings. That day, the old man's pot got empty. So, he decided to leave the village. All the villagers were disappointed. Suddenly, one man had a look at the mountain, and what he saw shocked him. He saw that a part of the mountain was missing. So, he went to the villagers and told them about this. When the other villagers heard of this news, they thought that the man was stupid. How could this even happen? How could a part of mountain be missing? So all of them ridiculed him. The next day, the old man returned to the village. This time, he started yelling, 1 for 1 cent, 2 for 2 cents and 3 for free. Sesame and peanuts, 3 for free. This time, the pot got emptier even faster than the previous day. On the third day, all the villagers had already gathered where the old man sat. They were eagerly waiting for free dumplings. After a while, the old man arrived and there was a huge crowd of people. Among these people, one person came and he asked the old man for one dumpling. When the other people heard this, they were amused and even shocked. They all kept wondering, why would anyone ask for one dumpling when you can have 3 for free? Hearing this, the old man was shocked too. The young man said, I have been seeing you and I have been seeing that you have been giving away free dumplings, which is why you are not able to earn anything, and I would like to help you. But I don't have much money, which is why I will only buy one dumpling. Hearing this, the other villagers started feeling shameful about their behavior. Hearing the young man, the old man smiled. He said, Aha! I have finally found you. I am the god of mountain and I would like you to be my disciple. The mountain god told the villagers that the dumplings that they had been eating for so many days were not real dumplings. What he told them was even more shocking. He told them that the dumplings that they were eating had mud in it. This mud was being dug out from the mountain. Hearing the old man, the villagers went to take a look at the pot, and what they saw inside was mud. The pot was really full of mud. Now they went to take a look at the mountain, and what they saw was even more shocking. They saw that only half of the mountain was standing. Now the mountain god decided to take the young man along with him. He taught the young man magic. From that day onwards, the villagers named the mountain Ben Pin Sean, and they learned their lesson. Their lesson was not to be greedy. I hope you enjoyed this story, and I would see you in our next session. Until then, take care and stay safe. Bye.